Hello visuals and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Pokemon Thursday, the day of the week where we like to talk about tapeworms. Tapeworms are disgusting. Fucking talk about tapeworms. Hey visuals, we're here to talk about Pokemon, of course we are, but more importantly this week visuals, we're here about this lovely colour, not Green Lantern, ignore that, well, just the word green. We're here to talk about my favourite starter Pokemon, but from the green typing, grass typing. See, my favourite grass type starters ranked because we do have a new edition of Sprigatito, and I can't remember if we ranked this when Grookey come out and if we put him in. We have done this video sort of before, and I'm sorry visuals, the Pokemon episodes have just become lists lately, haven't they? We haven't done anything else in a while. I don't know why I've got so many list options out. It's just we've just turned into a list channel. List channel. Do I have a lisp? List channel. List channel. Have I developed a lisp? Lisp. Developed a lisp. Jonathan Roth. I might have just somehow subconsciously implanted a lisp into my vocabulary there. My God, am I Harry Kane? No yes visuals, but no yes. We are here to talk about favourite grass type starter Pokemon of all time, and I want to re-rank them. It's a bit stupid doing this though, because it's going to take a hell of a Pokemon to budge number one. Number one's always going to be the same. And we're just going to talk about the basic stage, the actual partner Pokemon themselves, not how they evolve, because that's a whole different category and whole different re-ranking, because you might like the final evolution as opposed to the starting, or you might love the starting evolution and hate the final evolution. We're just going to talk about the basic forms, the basic ass bitches, and the reason why it's grass typing. Again, visuals, if you are new, if you're new you wouldn't know this. If you're regular viewers, you know that the grass typing is not only one of my favourite typings, but my favourite typing of the starters. Grass beats water, literally, and it beats fire, not literally, but in terms of the Pokemon and designs and the typing, for me, it wins. I just have to explain to Pokemon fans what the fuck. I'm an idiot. Bye, thank you for watching. I'll carry on with the video. You just carry on living your life without being dumb like... These visuals, let me know who your favourite partner Pokemon is of the grass type. Well, you can let us know if Charmander or Totodile or Cyndaquil. Let us know in the comments below. But also visuals, let me know which one of these was your actual first partner Pokemon. I mean, if we're talking Gen 4, it might have been Chimchar, but any of you that had Turtwig at the start, let us know if any of these Pokemon were your first ever. I've told the story a million times about how Bulbasaur was my first ever Pokemon I ever interacted with, because it was my first ever starter. So it's very special. I've got a lot of nostalgic memories and a lot of love in there for Bulby. So let me know in the comments below if there's any of the same for you, whether, you know, Rowlet could be your first ever starter, or Trico, or is it Sprigatito and you got into Pokemon now during the Scarlet and Violet era that we're in. But let me know, I'm probably curious to know who your first partner Pokemon was, visuals. And apart from that, let's take a look at our list of favourite starter grass type Pokemon. Kicking us off, I'm sorry any of you Gen 5 lovers, I do apologise. It's one of the few times where the grass typing starter in this generation is just hideous and I hate it and I didn't go for it, but it's Snivy. I don't like Snivy. I think it's such an awfully designed Pokemon. To be fair as well, with Gen 5, I've said it a lot, I don't like the decks. There's a few Pokemon in there that I adore, like the Crocodiles and whatnot, but it didn't do well for the starters in this generation for me. The Tepig line I get away with. I don't mind any of them in there, you know, heading on to Emboar I think okay, but like the Oshawott line and the Snivy line don't do it. But more importantly, we're talking about the grass types. Yes, Snivy. Even if we did mention up into Superior, it just looks like an arrogant piece of crap. And I understand it's relatively powerful and it's decent and its stats are okay for, you know, quite good for a starter and whatnot. But I'm not a fan of Snivy. I think it's an awful design. Plus, I kind of hated the Snivy that beat Ash's Pikachu. I know there was weird technicalities and whatnot in there. But Snivy, please, but kindly, go fuck yourself. Next up, it's Sprigatito. And I don't have any hate to Sprigatito or anything. I know we said we wouldn't mention it, I'm going to mention it. I don't like how it ends up. But more importantly, a cat grass Pokemon doesn't quite fit with us. And in a generation where I thought we had some more very weird designs, but some really awesome designs at the same time, I thought Sprigatito was it's a bit off. Fuecoco I adore. Quaxley I do really like. The rest of the Quaxley line though, no thank you, bye-bye. Leave me alone forever. But Sprigatito, it's not very offensive in terms of design-wise. It's fine. It's a grass cat. Okay. It just doesn't hit the spot for us. It doesn't quite tickle the old pickle. I do like it, but I don't like it. So I had to put it down on the list. It's not as bad as Snivy, but it's, nah. Apart from after this, though, we're going on literally, I really like Chespin. Yeah, I really had fun with Chespin. When I first saw it, though, I was a bit like, whoa, this is a bit too out there. This seems like a cartoon that we would see animated in, like, the likes of, I don't know, I would maybe see it in some sort of weird Ed and Eddie episode or something in Dexter's Laboratory, or the way that it was animated and drawn and whatnot. But the more I interacted it and got to know it, I thought, this is a really cool design Pokemon. This is a really fun Pokemon. The fact he's always happy and he's doing a little sprite and whatnot. And the story about it and the design behind it, I started to fall in love with it a bit more. And I very quickly, after playing through X and Y, because I still chose it as my first partner in my X and Y playthroughs, well, Y playthrough. But I did fall in love with it straight away after that. And Chespin has now become relatively dear to my heart, just not as dear as the rest of the starters. Grookey! Again, Grookey, kind of like Chespin, I looked at and thought, oh, but then a lot quicker than Chespin. I start to see it a bit more as animation, whacking its stick and being its little happy-go-lucky self to the point where it's now literally tattooed. I thought, no, I have no idea why I judged you a little bit at the start there, because I instantly love you. I think you are phenomenal design. I think you are a standout, flawless starter Pokemon. It has Every starter Pokemon should have that I'm a starter Pokemon look. I don't think they did got it right with Snivy, but 9 times out of 10, even the Pokemon I don't like, they usually get it spot on. For me, anyway, this is. Please let me know if you disagree with any bullshit I'm saying in the comments below. But yeah, Grookey just had that perfect design. And I got to the point where I'm playing it, and I would always say to think, oh, I don't want to make you evolve. Why do I have to let you evolve? I absolutely adore you as you are. I think you're phenomenal as you are. But I eventually fell in love with the whole line, Rillaboom and everybody, anyway, and Thwacky. But Grookey, phenomenal design. It absolutely, for me personally, destroys Scorbunny and destroys Sobble. And Grookey was the standout Pokemon of Sword and Shield for me. And for you know, what's that on that list? It's up there in terms of design of starters, but it's just because I can only pick a few. I said that all wrong. Because I have to do it on a list, I couldn't. It's so hard to do the list. But it's standout. It's still top tier for me. Turtwig, the only gift I could find for whatever reason was its shiny form. He's sat chilling up there as well. Turtwig is absolutely phenomenal. He is everything I want from a grass type starter. You can see every little bit of thought and attention to detail that went into him, and going up with all the rest of the line, it's still there. And I absolutely adore him. From seeing Ash interact with his one and whatnot, from just my own personal one when Diamond and Pearl and whatnot come along and seeing it for the first time, I'm thinking, you are fucking adorable. This little turtley tortoise thing with a little bit of, you know, tree coming out of its head. I can't wait to see how you end up and whatnot. And eventually we do. We get to see Torterra looking phenomenal. The grass ground concept design as well, later on, that isn't anything that overly whelms me. I mean, fucking ice types are going to fuck you up, of course they are. But the rest of it, it just all falls into place so beautifully and so well done. And I definitely think, as a whole, the Sinnoh trio definitely had a lot of attention put into them. And I definitely feel like, again, I could be chatting up some shit, but I feel like a lot of love went into the design of Turtwig. He has that ultimate Pokemon-y feeling. He has that beautiful look. He has that amazing first partner Pokemon look. And I love Turtwig. Trico! Again, I'm just going to repeat many things I've just said about, like, Turtwig, for example, but Trico is phenomenal. I do love the attitude they give to him for Ash's Turtwig in the anime with his little stick and whatnot, and you know, eventually his Sceptile would go on to carry and shoot and stuff. But I think they nailed it. This comes from the Hoenn generation, and alongside his counterparts, I think the Torchic line is very weak. I know Bladeskin's a huge popular favourite. People love him, but for me, I just see Digimon, and it's far too humanoid for me. It's very... you freak me out. The Swampert line is beautiful, Stella. But the Trico line is phenomenal. I think Sceptile... I know I said I wouldn't go on it, but I am. Fuck it. Sceptile is one of the best final forms we will ever get. I think he is so fucking badass and so amazing looking. It's so perfect looking. But anyways, Trico falls apart. And so does Grovyle. But Trico falls along that. And the moves that he can learn, and like I said, in the anime, his battle style, and especially Ash's one, he was always ready for a fight and the way that was going on, how he looked and stuff. And again, being my third ever partner Pokemon, yes, there was more that go in between with my replays of Yellow and Gold and whatnot. But every time I did the replays of Ruby and Sapphire, it was Trico for at least 5 or 6 run-throughs until I changed, because I loved him so friggin' much. But Trico, you are a beast. Chikorita! There's a lot of nostalgia in this. My second ever partner Pokemon. And I love it more because a lot of people hate it, so I feel like I need to love it more. They always like, Meganium and all that. It falls flat, all that kind of... But like, I adore it, them big, beautiful eyes, the whole dinosaur concept going on in between, the big leaf at the back. This one as well falls heavy with me with the old artwork we got, whether it be through the gold and silver gameplay, guidebooks and stuff, the artwork on the boxes, the TCG cards, the little pogs you can collect from Crisps. I always thought the design and the way they moved it and animated it and whatnot was so fucking beautiful. I just thought it looked amazing. And I remember, like I said, seeing it for the first time and being like, what are you? I love you. Yes, Cyndaquil and Totodile, you guys are badass and amazing, but I fucking love you. And the fact that it gives off that feminine vibe. I know Ash's Bayleaf was a female, but when I look at near enough all the starters, I always, for whatever reason, I always just see boy. But Chikorita, always gives off that feminine vibe to me, and it's always been like the only female starter in my head. Like you're the girl out, and you've got all these brothers, that siblings that you think, but you're gonna stand out and do your thing. I'm chatting absolute shit there because I'm getting hopefully somebody can understand what I'm trying to say in the comments below. But yeah, I've got a real big soft spot for Chikorita in my heart. I just love the little fucker so much. And like I said, the shades of green also being my favourite colour of all time as well. I love the way they implement that. I love the way the whole line goes. I just think it's fucking adorable. A Pokemon that I've spoke heavily about loads, and my sheer love for, and my admiration and my joy for, it's Rowlet. My 2 favourite typings, grass and flying. Owl's one of my favourite real life animals of all time. Everything about this Pokemon is phenomenal. It's beautiful all the way up into, can we see a little Decidueye chilling on top of Bulbasaur? You can't really fucking see it, can you? We got a Decidueye figure chilling on Bulbasaur's head. The whole way that it goes through into Dartrix, Decidueye, outstanding. The animations of it in the Sun and Moon games where he's looking back at you and whatnot, beautiful. Everything about this Pokemon, it's a million out of 10. It is top god tier a Pokemon. It's a fantastic first partner Pokemon in terms of design and whatnot. The way that it interacted with Ash again in the anime, sleeping in his bag and whatnot, he just looks so cute and so adorable, and I love him so much. This one probably had about maybe up to 10 replay throughs of the Sun and Moon games before I could even move. I really like Popplio and I really like Litten, but Rowlet is he's one of my favourite Pokemon. Period, full stop, done, dusted. It's just outstanding. Finally, the one I probably don't need to harp on about, my first ever Pokemon tattoo, Bob. It's Bulbasaur, my first ever Pokemon. That little fucker will literally go down. It's, it's the first ever Pokemon because he's one in Dex. Everyone has that debate on who's the first ever Pokemon. He's number 1 in the Dex. He's the first ever Pokemon. And he literally is my first ever Pokemon. Like, that will never change. It's always going to be him. And I'm so happy I made that choice. Yes, I understand the appeal of Charizard and, is it a dragon when you first play it? Oh, it's a big dragon. Oh, it's not a dragon and all that, fire breathe and whatnot. And I understand Blastoise, the whole Squirtle line and stuff, amazing. But I looked at Bulbasaur And I don't know, I think that's part of the reason why I might have completely, massively fell in love with the world of Pokemon. I looked at him and just thought, what are you, little frog thing, little dinosaur thing, little bob on your back? And this is going to sound so cheesy and corny, but my love for Pokemon literally grew as my Bulbasaur was growing itself, as it's going into Ivysaur and its flowers sprouting out a little bit more, and my love... Oh, we've got the Ivysaur. I can't wait till we go next. And we get the Venusaur and this big, beautiful tree comes out. And I'm like, oh, I fucking love this shit. It was my first, because obviously when I first played Pokemon, I had a few other Pokemon on a team, Pidgeotto and whatnot. But it was Venusaur, 20 times above level, way above level of them bad boys and shit. And it was just Venusaur, 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 Venusaur. It was my answer to everything. And I just, I've got so many memories being stuck in places when I first started to play Pokemon. Like, I keep losing to play, and Venusaur's like 10 levels above it, but they hit me with a fire move, and I just, what's going on? All of that, it's just such amazing, nostalgic, beautiful memories for me, and I love that little fucker. Yes, there we go, visuals. That is me re-ranking my grass-type starters. Least favourite to favourite, with some horrible explanations. I like Chikorita because it feels like a girl. I knew what my head was trying to say, but anyway, visuals, please let me know your favourite grass-type starter, and let me know your favourite grass-type starter of all time, but please in the comments below, let me know your first ever starter. I think, James, if you comment, I know yours would be Mudkip, because I know the Hoenn stuff started your Pokemon journey off, and I'm fairly certain you've told me before it's Swablu, but please correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong. But yeah, let me know. And should we do it again with fires and waters? Even though I have a shitload of love for all Pokemon, and there are dips and dump thingies, we've just recently done a video saying my least favourite. The other starter one will always be a little bit less emotional than the grass ones, because that is my starting type. That is my... As soon as the games come out, right, what's the grass starter look like? What's the grass starter look like? I was so heartbroken when Scarlet Violet came out. I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to choose fire this time. It's very, very fucking... Well, we've only had 2 generations where I don't go with the grass starter no matter what. But anyway, let me know yours in the comments below. And what do you think of my list visuals? Let me know what you think of the video. Very rambly today. I'm a rambly fat man, but visuals, thank you so much for watching. You guys are literally reservoirs. Keep being you and keep on. Keep it on.